All right, and we are live for the Challenger Racing Xfinity Series this week. We're going to Kentucky and uh, what was the other track? um,
Richmond?
yes, Richmond, Kentucky and Richmond. So we got one short track, one intermediate. Kentucky is kind of an interesting track in this game because of all the mile and a half, this one probably has the most off throttle time, especially in turn 3 and 4. And it is such a ridiculous corner. If you enter just a little bit too high or you enter a little bit too low, your corner is just shot. It is so easy to make your car too tight or too loose depending on your entry, and there's just so much to be gained or lost. So it's going to be interesting there. And then Richmond, obviously being a short track, that kind of speaks for itself. But I think they're currently running quals, and if you guys got invites, we can jump in and spectate quals. Snake, Sabotage, did you guys get? Okay.
I got invite, but I didn't hear the okay to join.
Yeah, well, Ashton just sent me a eggplant emoji, and I'm assuming that means to join.
I will find out in a second now. I did hear him tell you that. I did hear him tell everybody that he was sending you that, but
He just didn't say what it meant.
no, just that he did it. Because I am listening in to the in-race audio.
Nice, nice.
It's not easy to balance two different audio feeds, so we'll see how it goes. But I am listening.
Yeah, that's why I just shut the Discord off altogether. There's our third commentator. Pretty small field today.
The buffet opened up.
Pretty small field. I think we got 5 to start. We might have more in the second race, depending, but we're going to find out what happens. Looks like early on in the qualifying, it is Jay Larson out to an early lead, but the lead isn't really where you want to be necessarily for these pack qualifying sessions. Sometimes it's better to be behind in that draft, so we'll see if he chooses to fall behind.
I think that 9 car is in a really good spot for what he likes to be. Rowdy likes to be in the back.
Yep, he always joins as late as possible so that he can start in the back and get that draft.
He and I have battled over last one to join several times. Yeah, I think he's going to be getting all the speed. He's definitely going to be on the front row at least.
Yeah, I would say he's probably going to qualify top 2. Cobalt's got... I don't know as though this is a good track for Cobalt, so I think he might have his work cut out for him this week here, but... Duds, I know, is actually pretty good here, and he is following 2 of the faster cars in the field, so he may be able to pull off some good lap times here, depending.
That's true, but Cobalt is one of those drivers who, even on a bad race, on a bad track for him, is still better than most of the field. So I wouldn't exactly count him out at Kentucky yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. While we were talking, the 20 car got a little bit loose on the apron. Now he is off pace and out of the draft. That's going to be the end of his qualifying run. As the 1 car is now making a move on the inside, trying to get to the lead. I would have to assume the 18 is probably willingly giving up the lead, wanting to get back in that draft.
Yes, I believe that is exactly what Larson is doing. I think he actually made a comment a few laps ago saying that he gave Cobalt the pole, so I think he's trying to catch a little bit of speed on the back end.
Yep. Yeah, it makes sense to me. Yeah.
Looks like Duds is trying to disrupt the 18's fast lap, though.
Yeah, I think the 3 car got a run coming out of 4, and he said, "Screw my teammate, I'm just going to get that lap time. I'm going to take this run and go somewhere."
Field, so who cares at this point?
Right. Hey, I've done the same thing.
Yes.
I have...
3 car had a little bit too much speed coming out of the turn, couldn't exactly put the car where it needed to go.
Yeah, that looked a little bit squirrely. But I've done the same thing that Duds did. I know when Cam has been in front of me during quals, and he wants me to push him coming out of 4. I'm like, nope, and I dip low and get past him and take the lap time. So we're on board with the 9 car now as he makes a little bit of a bobble there.
I would not be shocked to see the 1 and the 9 on the front row. The way that Rowdy is tucking up behind Ashton, he is definitely not trying to pass him. He's trying to get every second he can.
I agree. I think that's a good prediction. I I know that 18 car, he's going to do everything he can to get the pole because he does need the points. It's a close battle between him and Cobalt, but he does have a little bit of ground to make up. And if he could get
Oh,
that point for the fastest pole lap, he wants it. But unfortunately, I think now he's so far back, he's not even in the one cars draft.
no, but the 18 did just say over audio that that was the fastest lap he's ever run at Kentucky.
Oh, well, that's interesting. We may have a new pole sitter then.
Yeah, I don't know what that means for the 3 car, though. He didn't say anything. But I would imagine if the 18 was pulling a 3, that the Ashton has to have some really good time, but I don't know.
Well,
He
and
didn't say anything.
the 9 too, because the 9 actually gained on the 18 that lap that the 18 said was his best.
Yeah, so well, this is going to be real interesting now.
Yeah, I'm curious to see this order. It really seems like it could be anybody's game. They all kind of came to life at different portions there.
Yeah.
But it is Cobalt who wins the race that it doesn't matter if you win.
Hey, you know what? Cobalt's the kind of guy who a win is a win. It doesn't matter.
Yep. Add it to the record books, baby. I'm coming for you, Kyle Busch.
Every heat counts.
Yeah. You know, technically, Ray Alfala has the most sanctioned NASCAR wins. It is Duds on the
Whoa!
pole with a
That is
31.379.
Wow.
Cobalt in second with a
Wow.
31.389. Exactly 1/100th of a second between them. Rowdy 2/10 off the pace with a 31.5, and Eagle back there with a 31.7. Jay Larson, third place inside row, 1/10 off. That's crazy.
I cannot believe that the 9 was that far off the pace.
I know. It really looked like the 9 had gained on the 18 quite a bit on that lap that would have been a 31.5, so yeah, I really would have thought he'd have had at least top 2, but Duds came out of nowhere with that, man.
Yeah, he was in the right spot, right behind the 18, I
Right
guess.
time, yeah.
But a couple of times I did say that he was taking some time off of the 18 by running them side by side, so maybe that threw Larson off his game just enough to give Ashton a little window.
I think you're exactly right. That is crazy. Okay, I'm getting a second eggplant emoji. So, so I'm going to assume... I mean, we did stay in there for a while talking about the lap time, so I'm going to join, and if this gets botched... I'm hitting the button now.
Okay, wow, that was I think it just finished loading when I got into the lobby, so
Same.
that was very close.
I just sent Duds a gif of the eggplant emoji, except it's throbbing.
Okay. All right, I think we're coming to the green flag right here.
Just to switch topics real quick, we are coming to the green. Let's go on board with the 18 car for this first lap.
And I'm actually on board with the 20 right now, getting a view facing the field.
I'm on. Which one are you on board with there, Dirt?
I'm on the 18.
Alrighty, I'm on the 3. Watching him.
Ooh, look at that little weight that the 20 pulled on lap 1 got him fourth. So I was thinking he was going to fall behind a little bit, but he might have had some speed that no one knew about right there.
That could be, and the 18 is making a move for the lead. Slides up the track a little bit. Contact between he and his
A
teammate.
little bit of contact.
That's going to
Yeah, but
put
him
Duds
going
back to
high-
fourth.
The 18 going high has left the bottom open for the 9, who I think, is he going to
Yeah.
take it? I can't tell yet.
They're battling for it, but I think the 9's going to get the run out, and the 20's going to be right there behind him, so the 18 may find it hard to fall in line, and he may get freight train. Now, this 20 car is getting pushed by the 1, and that's always some good help to have right there. Cobalt's a good pusher.
Whoa! That's 18 got a run, but had nowhere to go with only the wall next to him there.
Looks like the 1 has decided to move up the track a little bit. Now he's going to be working with the 18, and the 3 comes down to help the 20. So the roles have now reversed. As the 9 clears the 18, but the 18 is going to give him a nudge coming out of 4.
Ooh. Yeah, but the 18 is not rolling over yet.
No, he is fighting for that. They are not giving up. Looks like Cobalt might have gotten to the wall a little bit there.
Cobalt just, yep, it looks like on my screen he literally just hit the wall.
Yeah, that was a little close, but now it is a side-by-side battle for the lead. Lap after lap with this 18 and the 9. I'm surprised how well the 9 is making that top line work.
Ooh, the 1 gave the 3 a little bump right there, which is going to send him a little high, leaving the open at the bottom lane for the 1.
18 uses every inch of the track he can and still can't quite clear that 9 car.
The 20 cannot commit to which line he wants to run because the 9 and the 18 are passing the lead back and forth.
Well, I tell you, if I was the 18, even though the 9 is my teammate at this point, if I was the 20, I would try to keep them side by side as much as possible. You want them battling. You want them slowing each other down. That way you can kind of strike when they make a bobble. But the 20 has unfortunately made a bobble of his own. He got up into the wall. Now he's in last place.
Yeah, he didn't say anything over the in-car audio, though, so it was very silent. He must have been fighting the car the whole way.
Yeah, that's a possibility. It didn't look good. But the 1 car making a bit of a recovery, up to 3rd place now. We'll ride with him for a second.
Looks like he's trying to catch the draft a little bit to close the gap.
And it looks like the 9 is running a little bit different line than everybody else.
Yeah, the 9 likes that high line. He was making it work. Now he's going to have to come down and defend as the 1 car makes a lunge.
Cobalt was running that high line for a little while. He seemed to be making it work up until he got into the wall just a little bit there. A couple laps ago.
Yeah, the 1 car is going to duck below. Ooh, so he can hit the quarter pan on the way out.
Side by side for 2nd place now.
1 car looks like a midget car of mine.
Whoa, 9 almost got in the wall.
The 9 looks humongous on my screen.
It does. It does. When you use the
fallen line.
Yep, it is now single file, and our pole sitter back here in 4th hasn't been able to do much since his teammate gave him a bit of a boot there, moving him back to back. And he's just kind of been riding in 4th. Doesn't seem to have a whole lot of fight in him yet, but he might have some pit setup adjustments that he's just waiting to make when the first stage comes to a close.
You never know, he might have set up for a long run car, based on when he got his run in qualifying.
He might have, but I can't say a long run car is a good idea in a race this short.
That's very true.
Yeah, I was going to say, but in a race this short, that long run car can be anywhere from a few laps to, you know, the entire race.
Cobalt diving to the inside.
Going for the lead.
We're 2 by 2 coming in the middle of
He's
1 and 2.
easily going to take the lead.
I don't know about easily. Looks like there's no 18's fighting back.
The 18's coming
a little
back.
bit overdrive right there.
Yep.
Well, that's going on. The 3 and the 9 are still side by side.
Yep, 2 by 2.
It looks like it's a restart waiting to happen.
3 kind of ran the 9 up the track. A little bit contact.
Whoa!
Ooh, a little bit of contact between the 18
I believe
and the
that
1.
was the stage end right there, and I believe the 18 won that stage. That was a photo finish, but I do believe the 18 got that stage win.
Wow.
So that would explain why they all started getting a little bit more racy towards the end there. The stage was closing and points were on the line. So that is 1 more point gained over Cobalt for the 18. Slowly reeling them in, shaping up for a points battle at Homestead. And I wasn't really looking that close. I can't tell if Duds got 3rd in that stage.
I
believe
honestly
he did,
was on
yes.
all 2 leaders, but I do believe Duds did get 3rd.
Alright, we're going to go on board with the 3 car for this restart. Green flag is in the air and we're back to racing.
Looks like the 9 may have spun his tires or missed a shift there at the restart. Oh,
Oh!
the 20 just kind of got into the 3 and moved him up the track.
Yeah, that is not what Duds
Duds
wanted to
is
happen there.
not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, that was a little rough. Looks like
I
he's
can
gonna
hear him
fight
on the
back for
radio
it.
now.
Yeah, the 3 car right now is very unhappy with how Eagle Vic ran that line. We're still single file. No one really stepping on line right now in the backstretch.
No, but Duds is doing a lot better job sticking with the leaders this stage than he did last time. I think he might have some adjustments made that kind of helped him out.
Looks like it. Not only Duds, but it also looks like the 20 is doing a fairly decent job of keeping up with him. As I say that, he ends up
He gets
losing
into the
him.
wall. Yeah, he got into the wall there a little bit. Looks like the 9 is now making a move.
I don't know
The
about you
9
guys,
is
but it looks like
pushing the
the
1.
looks like the 18 is a little squirrely right now. Maybe a little bit too free from compared to last stage.
Yeah, he had that same problem in the cup race here. He made his car just a little bit too loose. So, I know that's a tactic that Larson employs. He likes to make his car too loose to start so that once the tires start to wear and it tightens up, the car still feels good even as that wear starts to set in and affect the handling. Unfortunately, on the short runs, when you do that, your car is going to be almost undrivable. It's going to feel like it's trying to kill you every corner. And you got to be able to hold that line and hold the lead until that tire wear sets in.
Yeah, I usually run the same kind of setups in Cup, but you can't really do that in our Xfinity League right here because by the time the tires start wearing, the stage is already over and people are putting new tires on.
Exactly. So he's employing that tactic, but I just don't think it's going to be as beneficial as he does.
I was going to say, the only thing I can think of is maybe he might be trying to save it and make sure he has it in for that last stage. I hope it pulls off.
That could be, but looks like the 1 car might get a run on the bottom here as the 18 overdrives the corner just a little bit. Now the 1's got draft help from the 9.
Maybe not this lap. Maybe one more lap. You might have a.
Might have it.
18 got clear of him there, but he is right on the bumper.
The 18 just said he adjusted his car to get run up the high side.
But
back, 20 and the 3 are going at it.
The problem is he can't run the high side yet.
20 into the wall. The 20 and the 3 are having a really good battle back here for 4th.
Yeah, they're beating and banging each other. But the 18 can't run the high side because as soon as he moves up the track, the 1 is right below him.
Yeah, and he's got draft help from the 9. So.
And we are at 4 to go, so there will be no more manual questions.
Alright, so it's going to be 3 to go coming to the line next time by. And the 1 car seems to be losing a little bit of ground to the 18.
Maybe well, as you say that, looks like the 1 got a good corner entry.
Got a great corner right there, but unfortunately, maybe not quite enough.
No, I wonder if the 18's tactics will maybe come into play in the last couple laps.
That's a firm possibility.
But back here for 4th, the 3 and the 20 literally just had a great battle. And the 3 just went easily right around the 20 on the high side. I don't know what happened there with the 20.
Once again, I didn't hear much in in-car audio.
Looks like the 1 car is falling off. It's not so much that the 18's getting faster, it's that the 1 car is falling off, because it looks to me like the 1 car is holding up the 9 a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like he's wiggling a little bit.
I wonder if he had a really short-run car, and it worked out for him in the first stage, but it doesn't seem like it's working out for him in this one.
Man, that's a possibility, but did you guys see that run that the 9 car gave the 1? I mean, he pushed him down that tri-oval, and they gained probably a 10th or 2 there. I think it's going to be the white flag for the stage this time by.
I wouldn't be surprised if Cobalt still is not happy with that car because it's not running consistently. You see, for every good run he gets, he has 2 that are just terrible. So
yeah,
he might need to go at it a little bit more.
Yeah, he got a little bit loose coming out of that corner as you were saying that. So I think you're definitely right. Something's not there with that car. The 9 car seems like he's got a good car. He's just stuck. He's just stuck behind the 1. Nowhere to go.
And he might
the 1
also
is
be
definitely pulling a Ryan Newman right now.
He also might just be biding his time until stage 3 because he can get that run on the bottom on the restart. Puts him in a little bit better spot than restarting on top here.
Very true. And as the stage comes to the green and white checkered, it's going to be the 18 followed by the 1, followed by the 9 and the 3, and then the 20 to round them out. That's your top 5. The only 5, in fact. Yeah, that's going to be one more point that the 18 has gained on the 1's point lead. Definitely closing the gap. See if he can get the coveted fast lap point as well. That's going to help him out. But the final stage is going to be a little bit longer. These setups are going to come into play a little bit more. And we're going to see what can be done. I think Duds might make a little bit of a late race comeback. I feel like he's been tweaking on his car this whole race. He's got another caution here where he can make some more adjustments. And if he gets it right, I wouldn't underestimate him. I mean, he was a solid top 3 car in Cup here.
I tell you what, though, that 20 car in the back, his issue right now is that he can't. I think he has the same problem the 1 car has. He doesn't have that setup dialed in fully. And I think if he can fix those problems, you never know.
I agree. He's had some good laps. But we're coming to the green flag for the final time. Well, hopefully for the final time this race. And 18's going to get a good jump, and the outside goes nowhere. Wow.
Yeah, but look who got that run on the bottom, that 9 car now.
Yes, sir. And looks like 3 wide.
The 3
Oh!
and the 20.
The 20 and the
Yep.
3. The 20 spinning down the back and down the turn.
And the 1 car and the 3
Three and
car.
the wall and the
I
one.
believe that's going to be a game caution. I don't think that's a manual.
Judging by the way the 3 is slowing down, it looks to be a game.
Yeah. I don't think Duds expected the 20 to make it 3 wide. I don't blame the 20 for making it 3 wide. I would have done the same thing. But I don't think Duds was expecting it, and he just kind of turned down into him a little bit there, got him on the apron, and then Eagle seemed to have overcorrected and just turned right a little bit too far, came up the track.
I think the 3 car was still trying to find his line because the top line didn't go, and it was just he was not set up to run that lap as well as he wanted to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah,
chaos from there.
Oh, and apparently Rowdy had the lead at the time of caution. So that's going to put Rowdy and Cobalt on the inside.
I think I'm not sure if the 9 pitted.
I don't know why you would pit. It was 1 lap.
Oh, the 1 car
It
missed the
doesn't look
shift.
like matter. Yeah, the 1 stuttered there at the beginning, but the 9 took off.
Yeah, the game is not being very kind to the Highline.
Cobalt came across the radio and said he missed the shift.
That's unfortunate. He was in a good spot there, being on the inside with the 9 car. But we'll see. Here comes Duds. I talked about a late race comeback. Let's see if he can pull it off.
Yes, you did. I think the 9 has to be careful to not run the whole race watching his mirror because the 18 is going to go top to bottom and try to make the 9 make a mistake if he's not careful.
Yep.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna have shades of the Intimidator going on right now.
We're going to ride along with the 1 car here as he makes a move to the inside, and the 18 gives the 9 the bump.
The 1 is going,
Cobalt
looks
gotta
like
run
to be
too.
going up the high side. The 1 came out of nowhere. He was behind Duds.
Yep.
I think
Duds
the
went a
1
little high.
realizes it's time to go to the pay window, so you gotta get up there as fast as you can.
Yep. And the 1 is now firmly a fender deep into the 18 car. And the 18 gets back clear. So he's going to be able to get back to the bottom if he so chooses. But like Snake said, his car's set up to run the top, so he may not be super defensive of that yellow line. And now Cobalt, I think, is doing exactly what I would do in this situation. Whenever they get side by side, he's trying to keep them that way. Helping out each individual car, swerving up and down, lending his draft, so that they continue to battle. And here comes the 1.
3 wide here if the 9's not careful.
He's going to. If he gets the run and he sees the gap, he's going for it.
No one has ever accused Cobalt of being afraid to put his car somewhere.
Nope. And whoa,
No.
healthy bump from the 3 there. That
And
actually
the
helped him
18
out.
and the 9 are side by side. Yeah.
Big run for the 1 car going into 1 and 2. What's he going to do with it?
Looks like he was trying to split the middle, but thought better of it going into 1.
Yeah.
It looks like he might need a little bit of help from the 3 if he wants to end up doing that. I think they could pull it off. If they can both keep it straight, they might be able to do it.
That 9 car came up to block, but he was not quite clear. That could have been very disastrous as the 1 car gives the 9 a bump. Here comes the 3 car. They're looking to go 3 wide with Duds behind them. And they shake out 2 by 2 now.
9 just looked like he's trying to block everybody like it's Talladega.
I mean, it's Heat 3. Every track is Talladega.
You're not wrong at all.
Looks like things are settling down a little bit.
Yeah, the 1 car losing a little bit of ground, but that 18 is clawing and fighting on that high side, making it work. Oh, looks like the 1 car might have clipped the grass a little bit there. Didn't lose too much time. That 18 car, I'm watching from the rear view camera of the 18, like looking back at his car. And if you look at that, watch how much deeper he's sending it into these corners running that high line. It is scary looking almost. I say that as he has one of the worst corners of his race.
Yeah, three car did not see the 20 below him.
No, that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh, 9 hit the grass!
Whoa,
Oh,
the 9 and
everybody!
the 20. The 20 just... Wow, the 20 just easily avoided that and went around and took the lead.
They are racing it back. There will be a manual caution.
Wow, I cannot believe Rowdy clipped the grass like that. That is unlike him to make a mistake like that. I've always said Rowdy's one of the most consistent drivers in the field. And you don't normally see him do that kind of thing.
The 9 car is stuck on the apron.
Completely stuck.
Here we go. The 9 car gets going.
Alright, he's got a lot of time to make up. Now, the question is...
Yeah, they're about to pass him under caution if they're not careful.
Yeah, they're going to have to slow up and let him get back around here. Question now is, do you pit? Do you get fresh tires? Is the 18 happy with his tires? His car is set up for the long run. Maybe he doesn't want fresh tires. And if that's the case, then he's at an advantage here, even though he was in the wreck, because he can just stay out of the pits and take that lead back.
I'll tell you what, if the 20 and the 18 do not come in, I'll be shocked. They have nothing to lose between the two of them.
I'm gonna bet that the 18 stays out. We'll see what happens here. Looks like the 1, the 20, the 3, and the 18 are gonna pit.
Looks like everybody.
Now here comes Rowdy.
The 9 is slowing up to come in.
Yeah, at this point the 9 has to.
Looks like he was trying to fake people out, but nobody around him to fake out.
I was gonna say either that or he just did not see the cone.
Yeah, it looked like he was weaving up and down. You see people do that when they're trying to, play mind games, but there's nobody to play mind games with. So that might have just been him getting in a little too hot.
Yeah, he might have just missed the cone too. He might not have seen exactly where the cone was. I mean, I know I've done that a few times.
Oh yeah, we've all done that.
1 car off, 20, 3,
23, and 18. It's a drag race.
It's the 3 that's gonna secure 3rd place there. That's a good starting position for Duds on that inside line.
I am interested to see what 20 can do up here.
I was gonna say I'm kind of interested to see what 20 is gonna be able to do running up front.
He might have something.
If I'm the 18 though, I don't know if I think I'm nervous because so far the top line has not gone all race, and being back there in 4th, not exactly the best spot to be in the race.
Well, I would say you're right, but every restart so far has been a game-mandated restart, meaning the game was starting the inside line ahead of time. So now that we have our first manual restart, you might see Eagle get a good jump here, and if he can, that's going to help him and the 18. Alright, we're going to ride along with Duds for this restart. We're going to see what Eagle and Cobalt can do up on that front row.
18 says he's going to go high. Oh, 20 went way high.
Yeah, what happened there?
20 just let the 18 go.
I wonder if the 20 felt like he had a part to play in that incident, so he was giving up the position. I don't see how he would have caused anything.
20 just said that he would not be able to get to speed as fast, so he got out of the way.
Huh. That's definitely odd.
The 20 doesn't run automatic, does he?
No, he's on manual, I think.
He might just not have faith in his car, but I would have at least tried to make it into turn one.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, even with me, I know I have a my controller doesn't necessarily hold up that well, but I mean, at least I'll try to make it to turn one, and then usually by then I'm up in the wall and I'm letting people go by me.
Yeah, this is bad news for that one car. The 18 is getting crazy runs up top.
Oh, but the
And
one car
Yeah, but
looks like he's
looks like
going to
he's
push
got
the
the
18 a
9
little bit
and the
higher.
3.
yeah, he's gonna have to be a little aggressive here because that 18 is making that high line work.
That 9 is right there though.
Yeah, the
So it
9
looks like a
is.
little bit of contact there.
I
Look
feel
like the
like
nine,
Duds
the one car.
is. Go ahead.
No, it looked like the one car right there forced the 18 a little bit higher than the line he had been running,
Yeah,
and that threw the car a little out of whack.
yeah, he's gonna have to keep doing that for sure.
The 9,
As-
yeah. The 9 car gets
Oh!
around the 18.
But he went
Oh,
too high. The
18.
one car forced the issue too much. Now the 9 is going to make a move on the bottom. And the 18 is going to make
The
it
18 is
3
trying to
wide,
make it 3
potentially.
wide. The 9 with a nice block.
Ooh, the
and
18
1
gives the 9
looks
a
like
bump.
One had a run right there. Let's see if he can go ahead and do anything with it.
The 1's going to have to get clear of that 18 before the end of the straightaway.
Looks like he
Can't do it.
might be able. No, yeah, no, not really. And the 3's coming up quick. Is the 3 going to make it 3 wide, or is he going to help out his teammate?
I feel like Duds is really struggling with his car. I was riding along with him for a while there, and it seemed like he was running high and then running low, just trying to find different lanes that he could try to find speed. And I don't know, the car just doesn't seem to be there for him.
Now but we're right back at a familiar sight within the 9 car setting sail out front.
Yep, he is back to the
Yep.
lead and trying to run away with it, but the 18 and the 1 are not going to make it too easy.
I honestly think we can go ahead, and even though Dud seems to be fighting a struggling car, I think we can go and throw him up in there too. It's a pretty close battle between the entire top 5 right now.
Oh yeah, at this point,
do
if...
think
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'm watching the 9, and I do see that he might have learned from his previous mistake. He's not driving near as low on the tri-oval.
Yeah, I'd probably be a little bit more cautious after that too. Yeah, it's anybody's game. I mean, at this point, if one of the leaders clips the apron, you know, we saw the 20 go from last to first, you know, because one guy
Yeah,
clipped the apron.
And half of a turn, and just in turn 1. Ooh, the 1 gets into the 18 there, bumps him from behind.
Yeah, he does. Oh, and then the 3 giving a bump to the 1. It is just a regular bump fest back here. That is not a euphemism for anything.
And that is funny, because we're at Kentucky, and this is not a short track.
Yeah, we haven't even got to Richmond yet, guys. I don't think they know that yet. Side by side for the lead, the 1 car, trying to keep them side by side. Hasn't worked out so far this race, but we'll see. Honestly,
I think if the 1 and 3 can get together, I honestly think they have something for those 2 leaders, and they'll both be able to get a 1-2 finish.
the 1 car clipped the apron there, and he just barely held on to that thing.
Cobalt has had so many little minor issues, and still fights to the lead.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys caught that, but he sent it into turn 3.
He did. I saw it, barely. But I can honestly say I think Cobalt is probably one of the best wheelmen in this league.
He's a good all-arounder. There's really no tracks
There are
that he's
no
bad
more
at.
manuals. 4 to go.
Alright, so it's going to be 3 to go at the line this time. But yeah, Cobalt, I mean, he's good at road courses, he's good at short tracks, he's good at 1.5s. He is a jack of all trades.
The 18's run very high coming out of the turn.
The 18, though, I kind of see the 18 as like a mile-and-a-half specialist. He is very
He
competent
really is,
at
yeah.
1.5s, and he can set his car up to run unconventional lines at 1.5s, and that helps him a ton too. He's actually got the nose on the 9 car at the end of the straightaways here, so we're coming to 2 to go at the line this time. We may be looking at a drag race to the line, and if that happens, it may be the 18 car with a nose. But
As you say that, Cobalt pushes the 9 And the
Yeah.
18 is even saying that he has no one to help him up top.
Yeah. Yep, and that's going to be the one car to second. The 18's going to look low. Nope.
The 18 gives a little bit of a push to the 1. The 3 looking to try to get a fender underneath the 18.
That one car's
18
pushing
looking to
hard.
go high. Looks like the 3 is gonna go with him this
Ooh,
time. The
20
20
hitting the
looked
wall a
like he
little bit.
tried to.
18, I feel, might be overdriving the car a little bit. He might be getting a bit frustrated now at this point. Let's go to the
Ooh, a
TV
bump from the
camera.
1.
And it's the
Ooh,
1 to the bottom of the
on
9.
apron.
Not quite.
Ooh,
Oh!
18 on the
On the
wall.
18 bobbles.
Ooh.
That held up Cobalt a little bit there. I feel like he had to check up.
I was gonna say I feel like Cobalt got a little bit scared right there.
Whoa!
Oh,
what a
three
wall.
car around.
Everybody went too
The
high.
18.
Look,
Oh,
18
the
is
18
in
is
the
going-
in the pits.
The 18 was airborne, flipping upside down, and Rowdy won this race.
I have no idea what happened.
I honestly don't either. All of a sudden I was on the 18, I saw a good race, and then next thing you know, he was in the grass and in the pits and coming back up onto the track.
From my angle on the nose of the 9, it looked like the 18 just scraped the wall, and all of a sudden he was in the pits.
Yeah, the 18 got into the wall, which I think unsettled the 3, and then the 3 made more contact. And this is where I'm kind of fuzzy because I couldn't see a lot of it because I switched cameras. But when I cut back, the 18 hit the grass so hard that he barrel rolled. And I think the 18 might have gotten last place or second to last.
No, the 18 got third, Cobalt got fourth, Ashton got fifth, and Eagle with a second place finish.
That is crazy.
It was very, very close
Wow.
coming to the line there.
Wow, that was an eventful end. We knew it was going to be interesting.
That was a good finish by Eagle, navigating through everything.
Yeah, I mean, and that was perfectly foreshadowed earlier in the race when he survived that pileup and moved up into P1, and he did it again for P2. But you know what? Eagle's probably not thinking about how happy he is for that second place. He's probably just thinking, man, I wish the 9 car was in that too.
Right now they're discussing the wreck.
Yeah, I'm honestly not 100% sure what happened there. No.
I think Larson is unhappy about what happened, but no one's really able to confirm what happened.
I would be pretty upset if I was Larson as well. I mean, he ran up front, you know, top 2 for the majority of the race, at least top 3, and then he wound up second to last there, so that was
definitely an insane ending. I mean, and I have to give credit. I mean, that was great for Eagle, but for everybody else in the race, that was not a good ending to a great race.
Not very often you see a car get airborne across the finish line. Unless it's you at Dover, Sabotage.
No, that's not over the finish line. I'm going over the pedestrian bridge. There's a difference.
Yeah, true.
Pedestrian bridge is in the back.
Remember that one time, Sabotage, that I sent you the clip of you going backwards in the air past me? Like, you were going so fast flying through there that you actually passed me going backwards in the air.
Yes.
It was incredible. Pub lobbies are a thing of beauty, let me tell you.
They really are. I think one of my other favorite ones is when I think it was me and that guy ended up both getting airborne at Indianapolis, and we both ended up crossing the start finish line at the same time, 1-2.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible. One of my favorites, and I still have it saved. It's actually my Twitter profile picture. Was when we were racing at Indianapolis, and I screwed up. I hit the apron, came back up into somebody. I think it was Dylan. It was either Dylan or Cam. And I just start barrel rolling through the air, and Cobalt just has this perfect picture of me, like 50 feet in the air, upside down in that 31 car.
Sorry to cut this off, but I've been listening to the in-car audio. There seems to be a disagreement between the 9 and the 18. 18 says that the 9 cut his nose off coming out of 2, and is unhappy. Says that it was hard racing, but there may have been a little bit more room that the 9 could have given him.
You know, the spectator camera is never 100% accurate. You know, obviously we've had cars Beyblading down the backstretch at Mach 2, so what we're seeing is never completely accurate to what happened in the race. But that being said, from my point of view, I don't see where the 9 car had much of a hand in that at all. To me, it looked like the 18 just kind of got a little tight coming out, which is very easy to do at this track. You got to remember, he said that he set his car up to run that high line, but the thing is, at Kentucky, once you jump that cushion, there is no recovery. There's no coming back from that. You're going up to the wall, or you're going to lift to, you know, pace speed. You know, there's no coming back. So to me, it seemed like that's what happened, but I could be wrong. Like I said, our camera's never 100% accurate, so I'm sure if he thought it was that bad, he'll send a clip to it in Discord, and we'll see it, and we'll be able to. But until then, you know, eventually this live stream is going to be posted as a video, so we'll get to look at that and go back and see. But yeah, I'm not surprised that there's a little bit of controversy going on in chat right now. Where did Cobalt end up in all that? He ended up 3rd? Fourth. So our points leaders that were 1 and 2 finished 4 and 5, second to last and last in this race.
No, third and fourth.
Oh, so wait, who got 3rd? The 18?
Larson, the 18 got 3rd, yes.
Oh, so that was overall still a positive points day for the 18 then, because the 18 got 1 point over Cobalt for stage 1.
Do you want?
1 point on him over stage 2.
We're still talking. Do you want to do interviews? No one said anything.
All right, we'll get him in. Yeah, we'll get him in. Top 3 again. Who are they? It was Rowdy, Eagle, and Larson. I'm having trouble finding Rowdy on my list here. Or no, Larson, Eagle. Got him. All right, we're back on air, and we are waiting. I honestly kind of forgot about the interviews because we were talking about the wreck there, and but we're going to hear from it directly from the drivers here shortly. All right, there is our second place finisher, Eagle Vic. There's our winner, Rowdy Silvers. And we're just waiting on our third place finisher, Josh Larson. While we wait on Josh, I guess we'll start with you, Eagle. Earlier in the race, you avoided a pretty big pileup when the 9 car clipped the grass and caused a bit of a pileup, and you got right around him into the lead for that caution. Then you did the same thing at the end of the race for second place. Would you consider that pretty lucky, or did you feel like... Hey, I mean, wreck avoidance is a skill, and that was a positive points day for you. It looked like you were struggling with your car. I seen at one point you pulled over, and you said, Snake said in the chat that you were talking about you were going to let everybody go because you weren't going to be able to get up to speed. Was your car just not handling? Like, was it really that bad, or are you on a manual transmission or automatic? Makes sense. Well, you got that opportunity. It all played out in the end. Congrats on your second place there, man. Josh, you ran a solid race all day. And from my perspective, it's pretty impressive that you even brought it home third, because on the replay, or on the spectator's camera, you were flipping across the start-finish line upside down. So that was kind of interesting. I heard there was a little bit of controversy going on in the chat, a little bit of a disagreement between who caused that incident. What happened from your perspective?
Everything's great. Everything's wonderful.
Oh man, but no, really. What the? I heard you thought the 9 car could give you a little bit more room, or something like that.
No, everything's great. Cars are great. Everything's wonderful.
Oh man. All right. Well, congrats on your third place finish. Not very often somebody finishes third upside down. So good job there. And I guess we'll move on to our race winner, Rowdy. What happened from your perspective there at the end?
Just a shout out to Rowdy Eagle Motorsports 1-2. No comment.
Oh man, this is the best interviews we've done.
It really is. They're pretty great.
Well, congrats on your win. Congrats on the teams 1-2. It's a newly formed team just this morning. NASCAR doesn't allow teams to form, mid-season in the morning like that, right before a race, but we do. So,
Thank you.
so all right. Congrats to all three of you. I guess everything's great, so I'm glad to hear it, and we will see you guys hopefully after Richmond. I wasn't going to say anything while those guys were still in here, but I have a conspiracy theory that maybe everything's not so great right now.
Yeah, I can confirm that he was just Kyle Busching this interview. After continuing to listen to the in-car audio, I guess they don't realize that when I said I'm listening, I mean it. So, I'm hearing everything you're saying the whole time.
That's funny. Yeah,
I will say though that was easily probably the most Kyle Busch interview I have heard out of anybody in this league. Everything's great.
Yep, everything's great. No, everything is not great. And the best part is we're going to a short track now. So, I think we're going to see some bumping going on here.
Yeah, just remember, everything's great.
Oh, man. These guys wanted to do interviews, apparently. Snake's like, okay, fine, I'll bring it up. And then they get them in here, and they don't say anything.
They were all sitting around waiting. And they were saying that, hey, are we doing interviews? Are we doing interviews?
Oh, man.
So, alright.
Everything's great.
Everything's great.
So, I mean, Larson was running 1-2 most of the race, but honestly, I would still not be that disappointed with coming across the line third. So, I mean, he still beat out Cobalt, so he still gets an extra point above him. If Cobalt would have managed to get underneath him, then I would have understood.
Alright, so I've received an invitation from Duds, and now I'm just waiting for the eggplant emoji. What are you sending me question marks for, Sabotage?
Did it come up as a question mark?
Yeah.
it. Hold on. Try that again then.
Why did we receive another... Okay.
Alright, we got the eggplant emoji. We're good to go.
Got in too early. Yeah, I did.
Crap, Sabotage. Before you spectate... Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, if you don't go right to spectate, you can actually send him another invite.
I got it. Don't worry.
Duds is currently typing, it says, in the text. I don't know how he's doing that in driving. Or unless he just, like, sat down on the eggplant emoji on accident. I remember one time, kind of unrelated, but, we're on a loading screen. I texted a friend of mine 3 periods, like, ... And he texted me back like 15 minutes later. He's like, dude, are you typing a novel? I'm like, I'm not typing at all, you dingus. Alright,
They
so
moved.
qualifying is underway. Yeah, but they never used to. Back in the original, like,
That's
iOS,
true.
they never did. And that was years ago. Anyway, we got the 3
Looks
car
like
and the 1 side by side. And it looks like we're down a car. Where's the... Okay, the 9 is back a ways. He
So
might have done that on
somehow I am
purpose.
listed, because I got in too early, I am now listed as qualified.
Yeah, I see your car sitting on the infield there. That's a nice paint scheme
I'm
there.
listed on today's lineup. Yeah,
That's a nice paint scheme, Snake.
thank you. Menards yellow, always looks nice. I like the idea that I'm doing commentary from that car.
Just sitting on the pit road.
And they
These
look
are
good going by.
in
All right,
track.
talk to me again in 20 seconds.
No, you're looking at the race scanner.
Meow.
Yeah, I had the race vision in there. I didn't have it balanced on my knees.
Yeah.
You're just fed up, and steering wheel's on the thing, and you're just sitting there with your helmet on, pissed off. Poor Michael McDowell.
Yep. Looks like the 18 and the 1 are gonna duke it out for fast lap here as they come out to an early lead. But don't forget about that 9 car further back on his own. Ooh, the 18 clips the apron a little bit, and that is detrimental. Tell you one thing, this is not one of Josh's better tracks, especially before he gets any pit road setups in. So qualifying is going to be
he
a
was just
difficult
talking
effort.
about hitting the apron, so. Ooh. Who is
20 in the
behind, I
wall.
don't know who's behind the 3. Is it 20?
Yep.
They're running the same paint scheme, so it's hard to tell.
Actually, it's invert now. 18 car is black and red, and the other one's white and red.
Okay, good.
Let's go right along with the
In his
9
defense,
car.
he is sitting on pit road.
So the 9 car is very fast at Richmond. This track is actually where I raced with Rowdy in a pub lobby where I was convinced to send him a message about joining the league. We had a really good battle for first and second. It was like a 20 car lobby, and we were like 1 and 2, and we had a great battle. And he's super fast here in the Cup Series. I managed to win the race here by just a little bit over him. Unfortunately, he chose to take no tires, and I took 2. And neither of our cars were handling too great, because when you take 2 tires, your car is way too loose, and when you take no tires, it's way too tight. Fortunately for me, you can make a loose car fast, but you cannot make a tight car fast. So I was able to get around him with like 2 to go, and barely won, but he was definitely the faster car for the majority of the race. So I would be on the lookout for him this time around. I don't know what to expect out of Cobalt for this race. I know, he's a good all-arounder, but I've never really seen him race at this track too much. So what do you guys think?
I know it's just qualifying, but he has put a significant gap on second place. And he has, I don't think he's hit the wall yet. I think everyone else has at least scraped the wall. I'm not sure if the 1 car has. So if he can keep it clean, I mean, that's step 1 to winning a short track race.
Yeah.
I don't think he's won a short track race yet.
Oh my god, is he Martin Truex Jr.?
I think he might be with that.
Well, we've only been, this
Looks
is
like
the first short
qualifying's
track we've
over.
been to, except for ISM, right?
ISM's not considered a short track, but yeah, I think so.
How about you shut your mouth?
Dover?
Dover, yeah.
See, Dover is not lengthwise a short track, but it races like a short track. So
Same thing
It
with
does,
ISM.
yes.
yeah, sure, that's true. ISM races similar to some short tracks. Actually, ISM I think races similar to Richmond in some aspects.
It does. It does. But this is the first, like, true short track that we've gone to, and qualifying is concluded. Everybody's done. Everybody is checked in. So we're gonna see what our starting lineup is. It's Rowdy on the pole with a 21-4. And it's gonna be...
Yeah, but Cobalt was not far behind.
No, sir. Not at all. Only 0.03 of a second. And Josh in 3rd place, about a 10th back. So, all right. Pretty interesting. I kind of figured when the 9 car kind of fell behind intentionally, I figured he's just going to be turning some good laps there. I kind of thought Cobalt might have had it, though. He put in a real good qualifying effort, super clean, consistent. So, kind of surprised he's in second, but, alright, now I'm getting invites. Now we're just waiting on the eggplant.
Well,
Alright, we're good to join in. So says the dud.
that is so wrong.
How about this one, sabotage?
Oh God. I haven't gotten it yet, so.
Alright, we're gonna watch this race with the pause button. We're ready to get underway for some interesting short track racing. With all the temperaments that kind of boiled over in the last race, this should be quite
God.
action-packed.
That one is somehow worse.
uh,
Alrighty. On that note, now, an interesting thing to point out is, real quick, is on Heat 3, it does not matter that we qualified during the day and the race is being ran at night.
yeah, there is no
So-
track temperature differences. It's the same either way. But it's the 9 car out to an early lead. He's going to be hard to beat. I think he's going to be the guy to beat out here this week. Cobalt, I think, is going to be able to give the 18 car a run for his money. But I think it's going to be a close battle between the two.
And I hate to say it, but I can see the 3 struggling a little bit. I think the 3 is going to struggle here. This is not one of his better tracks.
No, I had high hopes for the 3 car at Kentucky. That's one of his better tracks, and he's shown to be pretty fast there. I think, unfortunately, the setup just was not there. And I think
Yeah,
the fact that his car was so ill-handling kind of frustrated Duds. And I know when Duds gets frustrated, sometimes he doesn't drive quite as good. So hopefully he can put that behind him and have a good run here, but we'll find out.
He also didn't
Hopefully.
exactly get a good break when it comes to track position. He was constantly starting in 4th on the high side.
Yep, he was always on the high side, and even when he was like up front, I think he started 2nd at one point, and he was up top. It was a frustrating race for him, I'm sure, but he's making a move on Cobalt now. Cobalt seems to be struggling as the 18 has reeled in the 9, and he's going to be looking to make a move at the first available opportunity. And if you heard the interviews from post-race, I would not be surprised if the 18 puts the bumper to that 9.
Everything's great.
Everything's great.
20 got into the wall.
Yep, he dropped back a considerable amount.
The 1 just got into the wall.
Yeah, Cobalt seems to be struggling with his car. We'll have to see what happens after the first stage here, but the battle is for first place. Let me tell you, the 9 car and the 18 are duking it out. The 18 is making a lot faster laps than I was expecting.
Kind of makes me wonder if he was holding anything back during qualifying.
I don't know why he would do that. He needs every point he can get on Cobalt, and that pole position, giving him that bonus point, would be huge.
That's true.
It was 19 points difference between them going into this race weekend. And I believe, just doing some quick math off the top of my head, considering Dud's got the pole, and I didn't see who got fast lap, but I believe that points lead is down to 16 points.
It's definitely shaping up to be a hell of a
I think
battle
you-
between the 18 and
No, I think it's more than 16 with stage points.
and 20 is down pit road.
No, the stage points don't increment like the winner. It's 10,
3 is
9,
also
8.
down pit road.
Oh, well, what's going on here? Well, I wonder if that was intentional, or if that was...
I was
And
watching the
error.
race for the lead, so
I can confirm it was not intentional.
Ah, that is unfortunate. He did the same thing in the cup race. But did the 20 pit intentionally?
I can confirm it was not intentional.
Okay. So both of those guys accidentally pitted. Cobalt is a half a lap down from the leaders at this point, almost. So he is...
Cobalt's struggling a little bit here.
Yeah.
The 20 has just exited.
Car's
The 3
not
is
where he
still
wants
sitting
it
on
to be.
pit road.
He might have got a penalty.
Alright, the 3's out of his box. And he's back on the track.
The 1 just got into the wall hard.
I wonder if Cobalt didn't get his preset in. Because this is nowhere near the pace we saw him to have in qualifying. I bet you the track got switched at last second, and he didn't get his preset in.
Ashton just said his car feels tighter for some reason.
He might have also not got his preset, to be honest. Oh, the 18 clips the apron.
The
20
3 with a bobble.
The 9 and the 20 are about to hit the... I'm sorry, the 9 and the 18 are about to hit the 20.
Yep, gonna have some lap traffic come into play within a couple laps here. I don't think Eagle's gonna hold him up too much. I think he will get right out of the way.
Yeah, I would assume so, but we have to be coming close to the end of the stage, right?
It's gotta be. I don't think Eagle would do something like crash on the last straightaway of Road America on the last lap or anything.
No, who would do that?
I don't
Yeah.
know. And whoever
I mean-
did do it certainly wouldn't pull out on the track. That just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, that would
I
just
mean,
be an
I mean,
asshole
yeah,
move.
that'd be like somebody just all of a sudden deciding to go sit in turn 3 at Bristol.
Yeah, nobody would do that.
the
Come on.
last lap.
Oh, the 18
Yeah,
gives
there
the
it
bump to
is.
the 9, and that is going to be the stage win for the 18. Saw
He
it
just
coming.
asked the 9. He just asked the 9, did I get into you that hard? And the 9 just said, yeah. So,
Oh, man.
I'm not sure everything is fine.
Yeah, I think
No,
things are
everything's
less
great.
fine now. Because here's the thing. I don't think the 9 thought he did anything wrong at Kentucky. And from our view, it really didn't look like he did. And he's probably really not happy about that. Because he's in a deeper points
No.
hole. He's in a deeper points hole than even the 18. And he needs every point he can get. So I
So-
think we might
so
see
the-
some...
They just
We might
compared
see-
lap times. And the 18 and I just overheard the 18 as you were saying that say, oh, we're running the exact same lap times. Which makes me believe the 18 did that on purpose because he could not get around the 9.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
believe fully that
We-
was a bump. I mean...
We might see a fight on pit road tonight.
Helmets will be flying. So that was I believe that was a bit of an intentional bump.
I don't know if I would have done it for a stage win. I might have
Yeah.
saved it in my back pocket for the race win.
especially stage 1, because you got the whole race now where the 9 cars got that in his mind, you know.
It's gonna be and I mean, usually the 9 car runs fairly clean from what I've seen. Keep in mind, I mean, I've been here periodically, but he
Well,
usually
it's-
runs
I can
fairly
remember-
clean.
I can only remember one incident prior to tonight with him, off the top of my head. So yeah, I would agree with you.
Yeah. The only incident with him was back at Indianapolis. He
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
he misjudged a side draft and accidentally put Cobalt in the wall for the win. And
Yes, I remember that one. I think I was on commentary for that one.
yes, and then you passed out 5 minutes later.
Yes,
So the
yes, I
one
did.
car is making a lunge to the inside. Looks like he might have made some pit road adjustments. I bet you that's what it is. I bet you Cobalt did not have his preset in, and now he's got some adjustments made to compensate for it. And that's going to be helping him out. Let's ride
Might
along with
depend,
Cobalt.
that
Cobalt.
was a late night.
I think the 9 is trying to figure out if he wants to make it 3 wide yet or not. The way that he kept diving to the very, very bottom of the track, he had the run if he really wanted to try it.
Yeah. And also, I feel like the 1 car is slightly holding up that 9. I just don't think Cobalt has the car to beat tonight by any means. It might be he might be able to make it slightly competitive, but I think the 9 car is being held up, so we'll see.
The 9 is laying back a little bit. It looks like he's not hitting the corners as sharply, so I think he's just trying to save and make one big run.
Further back in the pack, the 20 and the 3 are side by side.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but the 20 did apologize to the 3.
Looks like there might have been a little bit of a nudge there. It wasn't nothing too violent. But they're really, this is a fun battle to watch.
Entire bottom of the track.
Oh, don't come back up.
Ooh, saved up commitment cone.
What a save by Eagle. And he's still side by side. How did he do that?
I have to admit that was insane.
That was a great save. Holy crap. Oh, man. All right, let's go look at the lead race here. Now that they've kind of gotten sorted out back there. But, man, shout out to Eagle. That was awesome.
In the middle of the track.
Ah,
yeah, got the wall. The 20 is now going to go around him.
They're still duking it out back there. I wonder...
going around a slide job.
Is Duds...
slid right up on the 20.
The one is looking to go around the 18 for the lead.
Yes, he is. He's making a move.
I can't watch 2 battles at once.
Neither can I. I've kind of been switching back and forth. But that 1 car's got a good... He's pretty much got it set on the bottom.
The 18 just got into the wall a little bit.
Yeah, the 1 is going to clear the 18. The 9 was just too far away to make that same move and follow the 1. It looks like Cobalt is diving harder into the corners than he was previously.
Which is definitely good, because I feel like he was braking a little bit earlier. The way I drive this track, and there's people faster than me, although I did win the cup race here. The way I drive this track is I start to brake a little bit after that rubber starts to darken. And I enter as high as I can, and I stay on the brakes until I'm about halfway through the corner, and then I hammer the throttle. There's no feather in it, there's no blip in it. It's just hard on the brakes and then hard on the throttle. It's how you got to drive this track. And I think Cobalt's catching on to that now. As behind him, the 9 is now battling with the 18 as they both start to fall back a little bit.
Yeah, the way I kind of run this track is I brake as hard as I do in Martinsville and I accelerate as hard as I do in Auto Club.
Makes sense to me. Oh, the 18 on the apron again. The 9 car looks low. Side by side now as he gets clear.
Door bumper clear.
Door bumper clear.
I don't think the 18's trying to let him go, though. He's running a little bit lower than he was with the 1.
Yeah. He definitely... there's a bit of a rivalry going on between these two, but now I don't think there's enough laps in the stage for Rowdy to catch up to Cobalt. I think Cobalt, as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, he's pretty much got this locked down, and the 18 into the wall again. So, I can guarantee you...
I cannot wait to hear door bumper clear tomorrow. It is going to be a good one.
I can guarantee...
Bob Parkers is the guest.
I can
Yes, that's right.
guarantee you there are 3 drivers in this field right now that are driving angry. The 18 is none too pleased. The 9 is probably none too pleased. And Duds, I believe, is still 1 lap down, so I can't imagine he's very pleased right now. So this restart after this stage end is going to be wild.
Now, if you're the 30, do you take a wave around?
If he's a lucky dog, he doesn't have to. He can pit.
Oh, that's very true.
And I believe he is the lucky dog. Let's find him on the track.
The 20 or the 3, yeah, he is. He's ahead of the 20. I'm watching him now. But so if I'm the 20, I should say, I would take the wave round because you're only going to finish the spot you're in, and there's really no negative. If you get lapped again, you get lapped again.
Yeah.
But you can at least get back on the wave lap and hope for a caution and maybe make some adjustments.
I was going to say you run that risk of another caution.
So
You're
that
already last.
stage,
What's the worst that happens?
I agree. That stage is going to be Cobalt winning the stage, Rowdy in second, and Jay Larson in third. Josh now losing 2 of those points that he'd made up on Cobalt. So Cobalt kind of rebuilding the cushion that he had built up with a good run there.
18 just said he could go for a caution, so I don't think his setup is as good as it needs to be.
No, he seems to be struggling with his car. He's hit the wall a ton. We're going to go on board with Duds for this restart. He's starting right at the tail end of the field. He's going to be able to see all the action in front of him. Let's ride along. Green flag is out, and we're back to racing here at Richmond International.
Actually, it's no longer Richmond International. It's Richmond Raceway.
Well, I mean, I'm stuck in 2005. You guys want to listen to some Smash Mouth and watch Kim Possible?
Run some Looney Tunes cars.
Oh, the 18 and the 20 and the 3.
Yep, a little bit of contact there.
Meanwhile, the 18 looks like he's made the pass in the 9 for a second.
The 18 easily got around the 9.
Ooh, the 1 car in the wall. That's bad news for him. 18 now on his bumper. Let's ride along with that 18.
Yeah, I got the 1. Looks like he's not frazzled by the fact that 18's behind him. He's still running his line. He's not trying to do anything different.
Ooh, the 18 gets tight. Ooh.
I'm riding along with the 3 real quick. He just bobbled a little bit coming in. He looks like he got a little bit airborne there coming into turn 3.
How do you get airborne at Richmond?
I don't know. If I'm the person to ask.
He is trying anything to win.
If he's got to go over the other cars, by God, he will do it.
I think what it is I think Dud's braking a little bit late coming into the turn, so he's carrying a little bit more speed, and it's just making it look like his car is getting a little bit up off the ground there. Keep in mind, they aren't running the lower downforce package of the 2019 season.
Right.
Plus, this is Heat 3, it wouldn't matter.
Exactly. Well, I mean, it's Heat 3, so it pretty much is the 2019 package.
Fair. That might explain why I haven't got as airborne in this game as I did in Heat 2. Heat 2, it wasn't a race unless Sabotage was flying through the air by the end of it.
True. The 18 is really not giving up here. He is on the bumper of that 1 car every corner.
It doesn't seem like he's gaining ground. Like, it seems like he's getting to the same point every turn and backing off of the straightaways.
Yep. And he kind of made a bit of a wobble there. Got a little bit tight in 1 and 2. Lost a bit of time. I wonder what happened to Rowdy, man. He was dominating stage 1. And now...
I think a bad restart just is going to cost him this race.
Yeah, we'll see. So. I'm just surprised he's not gaining much.
More time, right?
They may have a green flag pit stop. Although this is a short track, and 704 did botch the fuel mileage on short track, so they may be able to make it. If you really wanted, you could hop into the Discord and check in and ask the drivers what the fuel mileage situation's looking like.
I was going to say, I wonder if the 9 is just conserving a little bit here. You might be playing the fuel mileage game.
That's a possibility, because he doesn't look nearly as on pace as he did early on, so he might be saving.
According to the driver of the 20, they will not need to make a stop.
Okay. Interesting. So that's 704 short tracks.
Yeah, there's nothing but thumbsticks on the other channel, so they are all focused, laser focused right now.
Did Duds remember to put it on 4 times? I'm kind of surprised they don't have to pit.
I kind of am too.
Oh, 18 hard into the wall. The 9 avoids him.
The 9. On mine, the 9 ended up actually getting into him. I had just actually switched over to the 18. And the 3 hits the commitment line. The 3 is going into the pits again. He cannot be happy about that.
I can hear
I believe the
Duds
words
now.
he just said are, fuck this game, dude.
That's exactly what I picture him saying.
Yep. Same here. It was either going to be that or fuck, fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuck, fuck.
Yes.
So, yeah,
That's
so
one of his
the
favorites.
one has to be breathing a sigh of relief right now because he has now almost a full turn on second place.
Yep. He's pretty much gone and away.
Yeah,
It's
it is
unfortunate for the
definitely the
18.
one's race to lose.
It's real unfortunate for the 18 because he seemed to get his car dialed in a little bit more, and he was running the exact same pace as Cobalt. But that one mistake, man, you hit that wall, and there's the 3 car coming out of the pits, by the way. But you catch that wall, and it will stall all of your momentum.
I don't know.
Let's ride along with the 9 car as he tries to chase
I can
down
go
the
get
leader.
more. Oh. Gross.
So Ashton in the middle of talking. I'm sorry. In the middle of Ashton talking about how bad this track is. Larson just said that they changed this track in between 2 and 3, and now he's terrible at it.
It's a little bit different.
Doug also just said
I will go
he's
that.
considering parking it, but does not want 0 points.
After racing this track a lot, because I didn't really go here that much in 3 before we came here for Cup, and then I turned 100 laps here. I thought the difference in this track was a lot bigger when I first started driving on this track again. I was like, man, this feels a lot different from 3 to 2. But honestly, even though it feels a little bit different, the driving style is largely the same. Like, the way I drive this track is almost identical to how I drive it in 2. The only difference is I can drive it in a little bit deeper in this game than I could in 2. And I wonder if that's holding back the 18. Maybe he's braking a little bit too early because that's what he's used to.
Possibly, because there are some. Actually, I'd say almost all the tracks have just minor enough changes where they're almost different tracks. Some of the braking points or ways that the cars carry speed, it's way different. It makes it very hard to run some of these tracks.
Yeah, especially, when
That's very true.
your muscle memory kicks in and you're driving it like you've driven it, every time on Heat 2. And you're only losing like maybe half a tenth a lap, but that adds up.
There are no more manuals. I believe that is now 3 to go.
It's going to be 4 to go with no more manuals, so it'll be 3 to go when we come to the line this time.
Well, Ashton said, I believe, no more manuals. I believe you had 4 laps to go. Cobalt said yes, and then he crossed the start-finish line. So I'm not sure if that was a late call or an early call.
It might have been an early call. We'll say it's 3 to go at the line this time. We'll find out. It doesn't really matter because Cobalt is gone. Unless he hits the wall, he's pretty much won this race. The 18 fell back even further. What happened to the 18? Did he hit the wall again?
You know what? I'm not watching him.
I'm not 100% sure. I was on board with him for a little while. He
pulling
looks like
over.
He just let Duds go around.
Yeah. He just said, I'm just rolling around.
Alright, well, I'm going to assume it's going to be the white flag this time by for Cobalt. Let's go on board with him for the final lap of the race. That is race over. Cobalt is your winner. Followed by the 9 of Rowdy, and I believe the 18 of Josh, correct?
Yes, he is. Sideways in the grass.
Alright, well this can be an interesting
Yes, he
interview.
is.
Here, you know what, I'll just do Josh's interview for him. Everything's great. I agree. Cobalt, Rowdy, and Jay Larson. Alright, invites are out. We're waiting on our top 3. Hopefully everything's great. I like how the cars just stop in the middle of 3 and 4. Alright, there's our race winner, race second place driver, Rowdy. I'm getting too used to saying you're the winner. Well, since you're first, we'll start with you.
Right.
You had a lot of
On a
speed.
scale of 1 to 10, how great is everything?
What's that?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how great is everything?
Everything's great, yeah.
Looks like Rowdy did get the fast lap bonus point, though. You had a lot of speed earlier in the race, dominated stage one, and then it just seemed like your car kind of fell off. Did you just not have the adjustments, or did everybody else just kind of find something?
Yeah, the first stage there, it was rolling pretty good until I got tight. Probably the first or the last 3 or 4 laps, and then the 18 car was able to bump and run me. But other than that, Cobalt was solid. I think we had a pretty similar car, but he just pulled out, and I couldn't reel him in.
Yep. Yep, that was an interesting race for sure. Third place finisher, Josh Larson. Seemed like you were running the same pace as Cobalt there for a good majority at the beginning as the final stage there, but then once you got into that wall the one time, it was like you couldn't quite reel him back in. It looked like you were fighting the car the whole time. Did you just not have the setup?
Yeah, our car just didn't have any speed. It had short run speed, and it was a turd after that. So once what happened is I actually hit the apron, and that pretty well burnt my tires up sliding up the track there, and I was done. Once Rowdy got around me, everyone else is multiple laps down behind me, so I just rode around. I knew I couldn't catch him.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like you were fighting the car the whole time. We were talking about that, so unfortunate. But hey, top 3. Decent points day. Cobalt, race winner. You kind of surprised me. I was saying early on I didn't think you had the car to beat. It looked like it was going to be between the 18 and the 9. But then you just kind of came to life at the end there. I was wondering, with that first stage and how bad your car looked, I was wondering if you didn't even get your preset in. But it looked like once you made some adjustments, your car was there. What exactly did you make any adjustments? What'd you do?
Yeah, it was a strategy move. I ran preset 8 in qualifying to put down a fightable lap for the pole, and I went to preset 3 after that for the race. And I knew I was going to struggle on stage 1. I anticipated being, 3, 4, 5 tenths off everybody. And then after the first pit road pit stop, I got pit road adjustments in and really took a swing at it. And I practiced it, and I knew that's what I wanted to do, and I had it pretty well dialed in.
Yeah,
I'm
it
sorry,
looked
did
like
you
it.
say you qualified at 8 and then raced at 3?
Yeah, I took it. Well, we can't make pit stops in qualifying, so I wanted to be a little bit loose so I could have a fast lap for 8, but I did not like how 8 felt for a race distance. So I went with 3 and made pretty significant pit road adjustments to be fast.
Wow, that is a massive
Wow.
difference in the
Yeah,
two.
yeah,
that's-
that's an insane.
That's pretty crazy. It worked out, though. So it looks like the points gap between you, and just doing some quick math in my head, it looks like the points gap between you and Josh is going to remain just about the same. I think he might have got a point on you. But it seemed like everything he gained in the first race, he kind of lost back in the second race with them last 2 stages. So it's going to be interesting, man. This points battle going into the last few weeks of racing here. I think we got 3 weeks left, which is ample time to make up the 19-point difference that it was before tonight. So that's going to be real fun to watch play out. But congrats to all you guys for your podiums. Of course, when only 5 guys show up, But yeah, good job, you guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Yep.
Alrighty. Great racing tonight, everybody. Have a great night.